Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Long Beach. Thank you so much for making the trek out here. I know a lot of you had travel issues, so thank you for persevering. In recompense, hopefully we'll have a nice weather here for you, and definitely lots of things to do in Long Beach, so if you choose to do so. I would also want to welcome people that are joining us online. And I know some of the people that could not make it here due to travel, and I'm sorry you couldn't, are joining us online to participate in this event. So my name is Ewa Deelman. I'm the PI of CI Campus, which is organizing this event. I'm a research professor in computer science at the University of Southern California. So this is a fourth event in the series that we are organizing. It focuses on cyber infrastructure for the major facilities. And every year we're picking a theme for the workshop. So this year's theme is collaboration in action. So we really want to bring up the collaboratory aspects of our community, working together to solve challenges that we have in cyber infrastructures and taking advantage of the opportunities that we have. So the goals for the workshop is to foster discussions around cyber infrastructure topics that are relevant to the major facilities and to the mid-scale projects. We want to share our findings, things that worked for us, the solutions that we have to the various challenges. We'll have updates from the working groups that we organize around various topics. We also want to define new areas for collaboration and see where there are issues that we all struggle with and we can collaboratively solve. We also want to plan for other events. So there are a number of events that are focusing on cyber infrastructure for major facilities, including the Research Infrastructure Workshop, which is organized by the National Science Foundation, and that's going to be happening in March. So we want to think about how we can organize our cyber infrastructure sessions for that event. And in general, we want to continue to build the community around CI for the major facilities and for the mid-scale projects that are funded by NSF. So why we're doing this? So this is our mission for CI Campus is to provide expertise and active support to the cyber infrastructure practitioners at the NSF major facilities, and we also expanded to mid-scale since our inception, and focusing particularly on the data lifecycle within these large-scale projects. If you look at the data lifecycle, what we talk about is the data that's being captured at the instruments that flows from there, maybe does some initial processing that's close to the data, then flows into the data centers for further processing, and then into storage, curation, and archiving. The data, the whole goal of these types of endeavors is to visualize the data, disseminate it to the communities, and perform visualization so people can interpret the data in a better way. So the consumers of all this information and the work that you do are the scientists, educators, students, and the public. Before this workshop, in the fall of last year, we surveyed you. We asked you what type of topics you would be interested in discussing at this meeting. And we identified a number of things that, or you indicated a number of things that you're interested in. One was the flow of data through the data lifecycle, so looking at issues of data transport, processing, visualization, and some of these issues are cross-cutting. So for example, data movement, we're looking at the flow of data through the lifecycle. Another item that you indicated you're interested in were persistent identifiers and fair data. So how do you identify the data products that are being captured at the instruments as they flow through the data lifecycle, and how do you then attach the appropriate metadata, and how do you store the data and archive it in a way that people can find it, can access it, can interpret it, and reuse it. Designing and redesigning cyber infrastructure was another topic that was popular in the survey. So these are issues of how do you design the system, either ab novo or redesign the system that's already there or improve it in some ways. And then finally, the last topic that got high marks was leveraging the national cyber infrastructure. And that could be leveraging the cyber infrastructure for the internal life cycle, or also having your users leverage that infrastructure for the work for processing the data that's coming out of the major facilities. So around these topics, we tried to organize a workshop with various formats, so kind of make it interesting. So we have a mix of panels. We have a breakout session later on today. We have, tomorrow we'll have tabletop discussion, so you'll be talking to the folks at your tables. We also have community lightning talks where people volunteer to tell us about what they're doing and sharing their experiences. And we also have invited speakers. Within CI Campus, as I mentioned, this is one of the activities that we do, so holding workshops and community meetings. We also have one-on-one engagements with major facilities and mid-scale projects. We organize topical working groups, so if a particular topic spans multiple facilities or research infrastructures, we form a group around this, and we have contributors from the community in these endeavors. We also have an undergraduate student program. We conduct webinars, various surveys, and report out of things. If you want to engage with us, here are some examples of what we have done in the past. So we've been engaged with CI Design, Abnovo, and also CI Refresh. We looked at the use of cloud computing in the data lifecycle. We helped with network design on ships, for example. We've helped architect identity management solutions. We've looked at issues of metadata capture and fair data. We helped with visualization with just standalone tools, but also within portal interfaces. And we realized that a lot of these topics are too big for just the major facilities and mid-scales and us. So we're really trying to bring in the knowledge within the various communities to these efforts. So we're helping connect our community with others, such as the Research Data Alliance, the Earth Science Information Partners, and with ORCID to really bring the variety of solutions to the table. So in terms of topical working groups, we have 2 active ones right now. The third topical working group, which you'll hear from in a little bit, so I'm not going to go into lots of details. We have a cloud infrastructure working group, which also is going to be sharing the findings today, and they just had a report published, so I'm sure you'll hear more about this. We also had an identity management working group in collaboration with Trusted CI, and they generated an identity management cookbook. So if you're looking at how to handle identity management within research infrastructures, that's a good one to look at for guidance. And we're thinking of forming a working group to generate a data lifecycle guidebook. So we're very proud also of our undergraduate student fellows program that you're helping us with through summer internships. We conduct virtual trainings in the springtime for the students in terms of giving them technical knowledge about cyber infrastructure, researching major facilities. In the summer, we're facilitating their participation in internships at major facilities, and we also give them an opportunity to attend a conference of their choice. So in this case, Gareth Oram has attended the RIW workshop in DC last year. We have a number of community materials that we develop, so technical notes. We also have webinars that are hosted on YouTube, and we participate in workshops such as RIW. Just briefly mention RIW a few times. It's really coming up. It's towards the end of March. It's hosted at Noir Lab. This year, again, we'll have a session on cyber infrastructure, and Trusted CI, whose representatives are here today, will be holding a session on cybersecurity. So please, we want to think about how to make these sessions as useful as possible to you. So we're looking for feedback. And I believe this year there will be a new revision of a research infrastructure guide that NSF is planning to discuss. So what are the expected outcomes for this workshop? So we want to understand how research infrastructure, cyber infrastructure needs are today and what are the challenges into the future. We want to share solutions and best practices and record them. We want to get ideas of potential new topics for working groups and engagements. We want to continue to build the community around cyber infrastructure. Topics for RW already mentioned, I guess because I'm kind of stressing that it's only two months away, and so looking for input. We'll have a webinar that summarizes the discussions here and a report. So we also have a number, if you look at the agenda, we have places to put in notes. So if you click on the notes tab there, for each item you can add your own notes. So we have note takers, but you can add your notes as well, and we really welcome your feedback there. Also people online, please feel free to add your thoughts as well so we can capture them. Please participate in the discussions. Fill out a Google form for the tabletop, will be tomorrow. I will talk about it more later. We also have a very short post-workshop survey to get your feedback on how we can improve and also what we did well. And also reach out to us if you want to host a CI Campus Student Fellow. So I'm sure a lot of you have met CG, who was at the registration table. So if you have any issues with your room or the hotel or food, she'll be any local arrangements issues she can help you with. I'm sure everybody has met Nicole, who's in the back there. So any technical issues, she's the one who got us here together and did all the hard work. So big thanks to you, Nicole. But if you have problems, please talk to her. And if you have compliments also, please talk to her. With that, also I understand that some of you have your friends or your family with you, so they're welcome to join us for the meal. So we also have a reception tonight from 5 to 7, so they're more than welcome to come and join us. If they want to sneak in for your talk, that's also fine. With that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the program, and you can also read it. So what I'm going to do right now is to introduce Katie and Tipas.